So no, these aren't exactly the 3 Spider-Man from the movie. I was prepared to say, you know, let's make the Spider-Man 2 figure, the Andrew Garfield, he's different enough from the Spider-Man to pass. But Hasbro Pulse gave me a offer I couldn't resist. Last year they actually put this set on sale, $90, sold out instantly. So I said, okay, fine. I probably won't be able to buy it ever. And then recently in the last week they say, it's actually back in stock. So me with a few bucks bought off of Hasbro Plus, just came in. So I'm really excited. So yeah, it's the Spider-Man No Way Home 3-pack with all 3 Spider-Men from the movie. So you want to take a look at the box, pull out the figures, take a look at the figures. Maybe compare with what I have in the collection. Can't compare with Andrew Garfield, but it is what it is. So we'll do it otherwise. We'll figure out something. So let's get to it. So if you notice right away, the box doesn't tell you which Spider-Man is which. Is, you know, it's going with a fair assumption you know which one it is. Whereas, you know, your standard Marvel box will tell you what character is in it, but it's pretty bold in just saying Spider-Man No Way Home and just throws all 3 of them right on the box for you, which, you know, pretty cool, right? On the side, you got some Spider-Man art right there, pretty cool. Got the stock figure post that, you know, they announced the figures with last year when they put it on sale. Shows you the parts and the accessories. Back to the side, some more Spider-Man art, pretty cool. Back to the front, got a Spider-Man logo on the top there, and there we go. So we're going to crack this sucker open. We're going to take a look at the figure one by one. Starting with Tom Holland, then we'll do the Raimi, then we'll do the Andrew Garfield. And see where the review goes from there. Okay, so right off the bat, you can tell there's difference between the Tom Holland from this set and the Tom Holland we've already looked at. Basically, the webs are colored in, which, you know, I was a complainer about that this didn't have. But they also change up the color scheme more or less, turn the gray black to blue. So, you know, the reds kind of stand out a little bit more, which, you know, the red looks a little bit more muted than to that one. Can you stand up? Yep. And obviously the blue kind of makes the gold stand out a little bit more, just in my opinion, I think. I could be wrong, but that's how I see it anyways. But it's pretty much the same figure mold as this one over here that I've seen. Can't really tell much of a difference otherwise. But, you know, if you don't have the enhanced already, you might as well get this one, right? So he has a bunch of accessories. He comes with 3 pairs of hands, 1 thwipped, 1 to, you know, grasp on the ground more or less, and 1 pair of fists. As well as he comes with webbing for display or whatever. I would have liked for him to have come with a Tom Holland head, but, you know, I have Tom Holland heads with, like, say, your Peter Parker figure that comes with an Ed, and I have the one with the Walmart exclusive, so I can probably swap it out if I want, because I don't need 2 different enhanced ones, right? So, there you go. Let's get on to Raimi, the Raimi Spider-Man, shall we? Okay, so I'm looking at the Raimi Spider-Man. I'm probably looking at the Raimi Spider-Man through a different set of eyes than most people, because I have some of the Toy Biz figures, so we'll take a look at those and compare. But, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad figure at all. It just looks a little bit off to me just because I'm used to the certain design of certain figures. But still looks spot on. It's probably more of a realistic view than it is like an ideal view. Basically, we'll talk about that in a little bit when we pull out the figures. But still pretty solid looking Spider-Man figure. Raimi Spider-Man, like, has the silver, you know, webbing going on. The insignia is pretty cool on it. Spot on insignia at the back. Eyes, of course, you know, kind of small, as they should be. There is texture to the webbing. There's more of a texture on the Toy Biz figures. The boots, you know, are different shape than the Toy Biz ones. We'll take a look at. We'll talk about. Like I said, we'll talk about the differences later on. But still a pretty solid looking figure. You know, it is a realistic, more idealized version of the Raimi Spider-Man than the Toy Biz one, just because, you know, you have a different aesthetic. Like I said, we'll get to it soon enough, but you know, pretty solid looking figure so far. take a look at the accessories. So accessory wise, we have 3 hands as with the Tom Holland figure, the fists, the thwips, and the reaching hands, as well as the webbing. Again, I would have liked to have seen a Maguire head. I'm not sure if they could have the rights or whatever, but that would have been awesome to have, him without the mask on. That was a kind of a bother I had when they first announced that they weren't going to have it, but it is what it is. I tried to take off the Toy Biz Maguire head that I had, but the peg is too darn small, so it is what it is. So we'll talk about that later on, though. Let's get on to the Andrew Garfield figure, probably, one I've been hoping to see. So let's get on to it. And now we come to the Amazing Spider-Man, the Andrew Garfield one, looking pretty cool. Definitely a bit different than the other 2 figures, a bit darker with the color scheme, more reflective of, obviously, his character. Which, the Amazing Spider-Man is a bit divisive, but, I do like the first one. Second one, maybe a few cuts, I would like a little bit more, but this is the suit from the second movie as well as No Way Home. Pretty solid, I like the feel of the webbing. It has more of a texture feel on the legs than the Raimi one. Obviously spot on. So, he's a bit thinner than the Raimi one. It was still in that phase where they are still trying to figure out the superhero physique for your first movie without trying to make him super muscular, make him kind of thin, but still pretty solid. Nice mask. I like the big eyes. I noticed that when I saw Amazing Spider-Man 2. Yeah, pretty solid. Great likeness all around. Okay, so we've been here before, 2 times before, right? Accessories, same accessories as the other 2. Your thwips, your fists, your palm hand, but he has a kind of a reaching one with that hand. And you have the webbing. And like I said, I would have loved to see an Andrew Garfield head. That would have been awesome because for most of the movie, he just wearing a suit without the mask, so that would have been great. But I'm sure I could probably check online. Somebody's got a custom head I could probably buy. So it is what it is, right? And here we have all 3 figures on display looking very cool. That's the reason why you're going to get this one, right? You want to just shell out that $90 specifically so you can display this, put this right in the front, and it's going to look awesome, right? Yeah, we know if I didn't do the meme, we would have problems, right? So there you go, guys. So articulation-wise, the Raimi and the Garfield one have similar articulation, but the as we've done with the enhanced one, he's got the same mold as the other one, so head goes back that far, goes forward that far, all the way around. It's got the butterfly hinge all the way around with the arm. Bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow, wrist rotation back and forth. Can bend back that far, forward that far, rotation at the waist. Legs go apart that far, forward and back that far. Thigh rotation, double joint at the knee, ankle pivoting back and forth. So let's get on to let's use Garfield for example. His head goes back that far, goes forward that far, all the way around, tilt and a tilt. It's got the butterfly hinge, arm goes all the way around. Bicep rotation, double joint at the elbow, wrist rotation back and forth. He's got a ball hinge in the diaphragm, so he goes all the way around and can go forward that. And he has an ab crunch, so he can go forward that far, go back that far. No rotation at the waist though. Legs go apart that far, go forward and back that far. Thigh rotation, double joint at the knee, and ankle pivoting back and forth. So, yeah, the Raimi Spider-Man, the Maguire Spider-Man has the same exact articulation, so we don't need to go into that. So, yeah, not exactly the articulation of, say, the Peter B. Parker, but, still, you can do a lot worse, right? And here we have the Marvel Legends Raimi Spider-Man next to the Spider-Man from number 1 and number 2. Clearly, there's definitely a body difference just because, like I said, the superhero aesthetic to make him more muscular and whatnot than he actually is. A little more dynamic design with the mask to make it a little thinner than it actually is. And the boots are a little bit different in design, obviously. If you guys want to see a standalone comparison between this figure and the Toy Biz ones, let me know in the comments below, and maybe we'll see about doing that down the line. But still, I was content with having just the Toy Biz ones, but I'm pretty jazzed to still have the Marvel Legends one as well. Outside of those minor little quibbles, because let's face it, not getting ahead of minor quibble, but still, I'm so glad I bought this. Should you buy it? Ask yourself, can you spend $90? And at the end of the day, is it still available on Hasbro Pulse? Because right now, the only place you can get it on Hasbro Pulse is Hasbro Pulse for $90. Otherwise, you'll probably be spending more on the secondary market. And I'm sure people have bought it, just so they can sell it on the secondary market. So, otherwise, pretty solid looking set. I like the Amazing Spider-Man the most. Just I think he's more dynamic looking. I do, wish that they, had that waist articulation. That probably would, probably made it at least either Amazing Spider-Man or Raimi Spider-Man probably one of the better figures of the year. But it is what it is, right? So, happy to have it. If you guys, are Spider-Man fans and you haven't gotten this already, what are you waiting for? Get onto it and get shopping. And like I said, you can find this right now at Hasbro Pulse for $89.99 before shipping. So for this review, thank you guys for watching. This is a probably longer episode than I'm used to filming. If you did stick around, thank you guys for watching. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, whatever. Yes, I'm holding the webs of my fingers, so it's a little movement going on, but it is what it is. So just I have to go over the aesthetic. So got a whole bunch of figure reviews coming up. Going to try to get some movie reviews going. Got a couple of days off, so we'll see about getting a marathon session done of figure reviews. But I'm glad to have this one. This is so last minute. I saw this on available last week. Back in stock, so I had, like I said, pull the trigger. Sometimes you need to pull that trigger, guys. So there you go. My name is James Sharmack. This has been the Nerd with J&J, and as always, keep on collecting and happy hunting.